the Jug, the new Razorback, and the D28 with the new 150 grade fuel. And I've kind of come up with a new strategy when it comes to climbing out and heading for a target. So I thought I'd put this together just to kind of show what I've discovered. So I'm going to take a Razorback, and we're going to take it from Gil's Region with a bomb load and go over and hit the Dern AA. So I'll take a D22 just because it's, you know, the new thing in the shed. And we're going to take it with additional ammo, the ground attack, just 1,500 pounds of bombs. I'm not going to take rockets because I'm horrible with rockets, but I am going to take the 150 grade fuel. And let's go ahead and accept and spawn in. And I'll kind of show you my setup for climbing out with way increased performance. So the first thing I'll do, let's go ahead and start the engine startup routine. I'm going to drop the flaps down to 20 degrees, not 20%, but 20 degrees. You can see right there on the wing, the 20-degree marker. And then I'm going to set up for the engine cooling that I need here. So the engine outlet shutter cowl is going to be about 50%. I'm sorry, that was the engine inlet cowl shutter. Engine outlet cowl shutter, I'm going to put it to about 30%. And then oil cooler, the oil radiator shutters, I'm going to open them to between 45 and 50%. The last thing I'm going to do is add in some nose-up trim, about 30% of nose-up trim. And we'll wait for the startup procedure to finish here. Oh, and the other thing, very important, let's put our mixture full rich, our prop full forward, and the boost, the supercharger, I'm going to set it to 100. This is a set it and forget it for me. I just leave it sitting at 100. I know you can link it to your throttle as well, but you're going to get the max performance out of having that boost all the way up. So let's taxi out to the runway here. Another thing that I don't do is close the canopy before I roll out, because I like to be able to stick my head out the side and see where I'm going. Looks like we have one plane over the top here. I'm going to check final and make sure nobody's coming in. I don't know what he's done. I don't know if he's getting in the pattern or what. But he's not on final, so I'm going to go ahead and roll out onto the runway. And get centered up on the center line. We'll go ahead and stop, close the canopy. Now we're going to go 100%. We'll check our mixtures 100%, props full forward, boost is 100%. We're going to go 100% on throttle, kick in the boost, release the brakes. Keep it straight on the runway. Engine is kicking over 70 inches of mercury. When I get to about 150, well, between 130 and 150, I'm going to rotate. All right, we're up. We'll pull the gear up. I'm going to start raising the flaps 10%, and I'm looking to get to 200 miles per hour indicated. Once I'm there, I'm going to pull my RPM back to 2600 and kill the boost. And this is basically going to be my climb setting. I'm going to trim out for 200 miles per hour in the climb. I'm also going to come back around so that I'm heading east, because that's where the target is. Excuse me. So the key here is we're going to stay in combat through our climb out. Why are we going to stay in combat? Well, because I did some tests and I found that if you run at 2600 RPMs, you can go full throttle in combat mode, So that's going to be 65 inches of mercury, or 65 inches of mercury manifold pressure. Actually 66 here, but it'll drop down. You can stay at this setting for 35 minutes, 35 minutes before you have any engine damage. Now the engine damage is pretty critical, it's just going to seize up, but you can stay in this setting for 35 minutes. Right now we have 1,500 pounds of bombs on, plus additional ammo, and we're climbing at 2,500 feet per minute. We can get pretty much a sustained 2,000 feet per minute out of it. Let me trim up a little bit more. Again, I'm shooting for 200 miles an hour indicated, which is going to give me between 2,000 and 3,000 feet per minute in the D22. The one thing that you want to do while you're climbing out is make sure you keep your eye on the cylinder head temperature. The jug is very unforgiving when it comes to overheats. If that needle, hold on, the track IR is messing up. If that needle hits the red at about 310, your engine is just going to grenade. No warning, no nothing, it's just going to grenade. So we can manage that engine temperature by opening and closing our outlet cowls, right, to get more airflow through, and we can also manage it with our speed if we need to speed up to get more air flowing through. Now this is a winter map, so it's going to be pretty easy to manage the temperature here. Let me also bring back my mixture to auto lean, so I'm not blowing smoke. And we're just continue to climb out until we get to about 10,000 feet, and then we're going to come out of combat power. So one thing I'll just mention about the D22, I love the speed of it. It's a little bit more maneuverable. Here's what I hate. You're looking at the side of a truck when you look backwards. It's like almost impossible to see anything behind you. So what I've got in the habit of doing is this. I use that mirror to try and figure out if there's anybody behind me. And you know, you can zoom in on the mirror too. Look around, try and figure out if there's anybody there. Uh-oh, we got a high con trailer here. So I also got a little bit off course. So we're still climbing. Let's look at our engine temperature. Oh, come on, track IR, quit being silly. Yeah, we're still in the green. We're still good. We're at 9,000. And once we get to 10,000, we're going to drop into continuous power. What is that up there? It looks like a bomber, so I hope it's a bomber. I can't tell what it is. He's going to ruin my video on climb outs because he's going to try and come kill me. Yeah. So we're over 10,000 feet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my RPMs back to 2,500, and I'm going to bring my manifold pressure back to about 50. A little bit less, probably about 49, just to get me into continuous mode. And even at that, I'm still going to get between 1,000 and 1,500 feet per minute of a climb rate, which is considerably better than the non 150 grade fuel, where I was looking at anywhere from 500 to 1,000 feet per minute climb rate. I also got to figure out where the hell I am. Am I up here by Vagel, or is that Derips down there? What are we looking at here? That's Durin. Oh, where are we at? Where's... I've been yapping, so I lost where I am. There's Eindhoven. So if that's Eindhoven, let's find Helmond and then Durin. What is that? Is that Durin right there? No. That's going to be, yeah, that's going to be Durin right there. We're actually already over the target. So let's figure out where is, no, maybe it's not, is it? No, that's, I think that's Vagel. Yeah, that's Vagel, and that's Volkel out there. So we're actually a little bit north. Let's turn south. And there's, is that Helmand and then Durin? Yeah, so there's Helmand and there's Durin. That's our target right there. We're still climbing at about 1,000 feet per minute. I think we can probably level out at this point. 13,000 feet is more than enough to do a dive bomb attack. Let's also keep an eye on our 6 here in the mirror. Looking good there. Trim up a little bit so we're not losing too much altitude. We can also, now that we're out of combat mode, you can just close those cowl flaps up completely. You'll be going fast enough to keep everything cool. Again, let's just keep clearing our 6 here, make sure there's nobody sneaking up on us. And keep trimming nose down here because I don't want to climb too much more. But let's stay out of combat power. Let's get an idea of where the target, the dugouts and stuff we want to hit, I know are just a little bit west of the city, the AA there. Kind of keeping my eyes open to make sure nobody's sneaking in on me. See that there's guys still up there streaming. Yep, still up there streaming. Or contrailing. So what I want to do here is hit the target coming either south or east. And one thing that I've stopped doing is just going to the deck and running with the jug, because servers are always full, a combat box is always full of K4s and D9s, and K4s and D9s can catch you, so there's no sense trying to outrun them. So the only thing you can really do is outpilot them. And when you're on the deck, you've really taken away all of your options, especially with a jug, because you don't have any altitude to regain speed if you have to do an evade. If you have to try and scissor a guy, something like that, there's no way to regain the speed back. So basically what I do now is after I drop in, I drop my bombs and then I come back up. I gain as much altitude as I can coming back out of it, so that way I have options. Now the key to doing that is you have to keep clearing your 6 and make sure nobody's either diving on you or following you up in your climb. Easier said than done, especially in the Razorback. Alright, so there is our target down there. Let's set our bomb drop sequence. I like to set it to drop the 2 underwings with 1 pickle, and then it's going to drop the center line with the 2nd pickle, and I drop them all at once. Meaning I drop the 2 and then I drop the 1. So AA must be knocked out down there because I don't have any flak coming up on me. I'm getting ready to do our roll in here. So what I'm going to do, you're going to be fastest at 2600 RPM, so I'm setting for 2600 RPM. We're going to roll, chop power, and get lined up on the target here. A little shallower of a dive than I wanted, which just means I'm going to kind of aim a little higher than I normally would. Doing a little down trim now just to kind of keep me where I want to be. I want to drop at about 3,000 feet. I'm going to pull a little bit of lead. Bombs off. And then we're going to come back into full power and climb back up and get some of our altitude back. Keeping an eye out for anybody diving on us, anybody dropping on us. I'm going to look in my mirror to see if anybody's chasing me up. Keeping my eyes open here. And I want to make sure that I keep about 200 knots. So there we go. I'm going to level out. I don't want to get too slow. If I get too slow, my controls are way too unresponsive. So let's take a look down there. Oh, we were a little bit short. I should have gave a little more lead. Alright, so now we're still climbing back up. I want to stay at about 200 knots. And I mean, we're still climbing at 4,000 feet per minute. And that's it. We're done. We're done with that bomb run. So I'm going to come back down to 2,500, get us out of combat mode. Keeping my eyes out for anybody here. It doesn't look like there's anybody covering this target. I don't see anybody up high here. Is there anything down there that we can strafe? Don't know what's down there that's a strafable target. I think all the AA has been knocked out. Those look all like dugouts. I don't know, let's go over the top and take a look and see if there's like trucks or anything down there that we can strafe. Because we can't really strafe the dugouts, at least I don't think so. I don't think you can knock out the dugouts with... Oh, there's definitely AA down there because it's shooting at us right now. Oh yeah, there's some ammo dumps over there too. All right, let's roll in. Let's check our 6. I'm going to go back up to 2,600 RPM so that I can get some speed coming out. I'm going to pull throttle here because the jug, it gets really fast in a dive even with no throttle. So let's try and get these ammo dumps over here. We're going to be coming in really, really fast. So here we go, firing. And we're going to pull out before we get too close to those trees. I'm really surprised nobody has come after us yet. There's somebody down there. That looks like a spit. Is it a spit or a 109? Oh, that's a Tempest that just dove on it, I think. Oh, there's a jug there. Here's some ammo dumps. Oop, got an ammo dump. Come back around, try and get that other ammo dump. Somebody high up there, a couple of them high. Maybe this is going to be another pass or two and then we're out of here. Let's go for this other ammo dump. What is that over there? That is a 190. I'm gonna wep up. Hopefully he doesn't have a buddy here who's going to be on my 6. I'm going to follow him up. Squirt some shots at him. Watching my 6 because I'm sure he's got somebody else coming in now. So we're going to run out. I'm going to close up all of my radiators to get as much speed as I can. And we're going to run west. There he's coming. We're going to turn. And we're going to reverse back the other way. He's going up, so let's keep getting some speed here. Where is he at? This is where it really want a D28. There he is over there. Nope, he's right behind me. We're going to try that again, coming back, rolling the other way, and I'm going to chop throttle, try and force his overshoot. Come back on the throttle. Now he's going to get me. There he is over there. We're going to chop throttle again. Come on, don't roll, don't roll, don't roll. Come on, stay with me. We're going to go in. There's no way out of this one. We stayed around a little too long. Alright, well, that's the end of that flight. Hope it was somewhat helpful, at least learning the climb out stuff.